Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Sonja Unapologetic. And on this channel, we talk about mental wellness and living a free life from a Black woman's perspective. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I post a video. So, this video is about me finding an apartment in Playa del Carmen. I finally did everything I need to do to have my first apartment outside of the US. And I just wanted to tell you guys about my experience and, just the process for me and also just some things to look out for. So for me, my process was going on booking.com, and the first week, or actually the first like week and a half of me being in Playa, I was in a hotel that I found on booking.com. And during that time of me being in the hotel, I was working with a real estate agent to look at properties that might interest me for me to stay at long term and to sign a lease. Um, After that week and a half of me being here, I still had not found what I was looking for. So then I moved to a condo that I found on Booking.com, and so I just stayed at that condo complex for like another week. And during that time of me staying at the condo that I found on Booking, I was able to find something. So I moved out of that condo and into the apartment that I'm in now. There are some options for anyone who is looking to find an apartment. Here in Playa, or I guess, some of these tips may be something that, works, in other parts of Mexico. And this is for someone who, may be from, the US or, from Canada and, has never, been through the process of getting an apartment, here. So I mentioned the real estate agent situation, and I know that may sound weird because you think about real estate agents in the U.S., you're thinking about buying a home, but here in Playa del Carmen, a large amount of people who are looking for apartments will get the process done through a real estate agent. So the real estate agent would, show you properties and help you get into, a rental, of your liking. So that's an option. A way for you to get connected with real estate agents. I am a big proponent of Facebook groups. That really helps. If you um, find expat Facebook groups, and just as a Black woman, or if you are a person of color, there are expat groups specifically for you being a Black expat in a particular country. So I would suggest getting into some of those Facebook groups, because that's the way you're going to be able to ask questions about, does anyone have any referrals for a real estate agent that I can go through. So and once you'll get a referral for a real estate agent, you would reach out to them. Everything here is through WhatsApp, so you would reach out to them through WhatsApp. Maybe sometimes it'll be an email address that you email them to, but all the times I've reached out to real estate agents, it was just finding their number and reaching out to them through WhatsApp and telling them my situation, telling them what I was looking for, and then them letting me know that we can go and look at some apartments. Also, just through WhatsApp, they'll send you pictures and listings that they have, and just to see if that would be something that you'd be interested in going to take a look at. Another Facebook group type situation is there are Facebook groups specifically for people looking to rent properties in Playa del Carmen. One of the groups, and I'm going to put it in the description box as well, is rentals and sales in Central Playa del Carmen. So, this is very specific for like if you're looking for a place specifically in the central area to where you have easy access and to be able to walk to a lot of restaurants and bars and just have a lot of shops and everything just in the central area. There is a Facebook group specifically, and they will list availabilities that they have. So like a real estate agent might have a listing, telling you they have this available, it's available, for 6-month lease or longer. There'll also be individuals who are looking to sublease their units, and they'll put that in the group. So it may, say, I have a unit available from, April 3rd to, April 30th, if anyone, needs it at that time. And that's a good way, like if you're still not sure where you want to stay, sub leasing someone's place can give you a good opportunity to be somewhere while you're still looking for an apartment. Also, subleasing can help you to see if you like that complex, because then you can find out how you can get your own unit in that same building. So you might sublease from someone, you really love the building, you really love the area. So then you can find out what you would have to go through for you to rent a unit in that building. So I talked about the Facebook groups, and also that being where you can find references for realtors, and the expat groups. But the way I found my apartment was just through Facebook Marketplace. I did I didn't even think about that, because in the US, the times that I tried to deal with Facebook Marketplace, of course, it wasn't for any type of property rental. It was just for like buying or selling something. It just seemed like I was running into like a lot of scammers and things of that nature. So I was like done with Facebook Marketplace. But now I know it is a good resource. You just like anything else, you're just going to have to make sure you do your due diligence, and that you are just cautious, and that you're paying attention to any type of red flags. Like you don't want to send someone some money for a deposit. You've never met them, you've never saw the place or whatever. If someone's telling you like, hey, if it's going to go fast, I need you to send me the deposit. You can cash app it to me or whatever. Yeah, just using the same precautions that you would take with anything else. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace. You would go to Facebook Marketplace. You would make sure your location says Playa del Carmen, or any place that you're interested in. If you want to find a property rental in Cancun or Merida, wherever, you would just go to Facebook Marketplace, and there'll be a section that says property rentals, and you will see all of the availability. And just on there, you can reach out to the person who has the listing. So the lady who owned this apartment unit, she actually had 2 units that she owned. So one was a 1-bedroom and one was a studio. And so, yeah, I was able to rent the 1-bedroom unit from her. I would say one thing I liked about Facebook Marketplace, it seemed like the pricing was more reasonable than what I was finding from real estate agents. It seems like, some of the pricing that real estate agents were, showing me when I went to Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, okay, this is the unit that the real estate agent was telling me about, but it's, or, this is the building that, this real estate agent was going to take me and look at an apartment. And then they're quoting me a certain price per month. But then when I go to Facebook Marketplace, it was cheaper. So I found that the, prices per month were cheaper on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not saying that that's, a hard and fast rule. It just seemed like, for me, that's what I found, and that I was able to find, or just, I guess, and also maybe with Facebook Marketplace, it just allows you to have all these listings for you to go ahead and comb through, and for you to find what works for you, and then you reach out to the person and say you want to see it. With a realtor, a lot of times they're kind of hand picking some stuff, and they'll send you one thing here, and then you'll reach out and say, okay, you have anything else, to show me? It's like, oh, I wasn't able to find anything, I'll send you something in a couple of days. And then they cherry pick and send you another thing. And then it may be a little bit more frustrating, and you're feeling like you're not having um, a way to just look at a bunch of listings, and then you kind of, pick which ones that you're interested in. So Facebook Marketplace allowed me that opportunity. So yes, I would recommend Facebook Marketplace to anyone who is looking for to rent an apartment here. Another thing that's very important is just for you to know exactly what you want here in Playa. You have to know location. Do you want to be on the beach side of the highway, or do you want to be on what they call the other side of the highway that's not beach side? So you have to think about location, because if you're on, the other side of the highway, or even if you're just not in downtown, if you're beachside but you're, not downtown, if you don't have a car here, you don't have, a scooter or whatever, if you're not someone who wants to ride a bike everywhere, depending on location, you may find it difficult. I thought that when I got here, that it was going to be taxis just everywhere, just easy to get. And being I'm on the other side of the highway, it hasn't been as easy for me to, with the taxi, situation. Sometimes you're needing to get somewhere, you're needing to get downtown, but your apartment is on the other side of the highway. And then in your neighborhood, you know, the taxis are thinking, I'm going to make more money downtown. Like, why am I going to be riding around in this neighborhood? And so, that is something to think about. A lot of apartment complexes, if they have the 24-hour security, you can just go to the security guard or just to the person at the front desk, and you can ask them, like, hey, can you call a taxi for me? That will cost you a little bit, extra, but I feel like it's definitely worth it, for you just to have a taxi to be called for you, especially if it's, later at night or whatever. You definitely, don't want to, be, walking, trying to see if you can find or flag down a taxi, or even, um, having to walk to your destination. It takes me like 20-minute walk to get to the beach from my apartment. But, if it's at night, and I'm meeting someone, at a, restaurant on the beach, I may not want, you know, to walk. Or even in the middle of the day, I don't want to walk because it's going to be hot as hell in the middle of the day with that sun beaming on you and you're walking 20 minutes to get somewhere. So I think a lot of people, if they're, hadn't been living in Playa and you get here, you're just thinking, I'm going to find something that is reasonable. And you have to think about exactly what you want. So, location, you have to think about that. You have to think about things, even like, okay, hot water. You might find the apartment that the amount is amazing, but you're not going to really have any hot water, you know. And these are, not just stuff that I'm just guessing. This is from the mouths of people that I've spoken to who have apartments here. So, imagine not having any hot water, but that person is saying they're going to boil water when they need to do certain things. But because the price was right for them, that is something they're willing to go through. Um, you might have an apartment that doesn't have a shower or a tub. There was one person, only one person here that told me that they found something for very inexpensive. The location was probably not the optimal location, um, and they didn't have a shower or tub, but they were okay with that due to, I guess, having membership at a gym or a spa to where they can, take a shower there. So for some people that might work out. For me, I know that that wasn't going to work out for me. Um, okay, buildings. There's a lot of new buildings here in Playa to where you'll get into an apartment complex and it's brand new. But then there's a lot of older buildings and you might experience mold. So that's something that you want to, think about and do your research and make sure that you're not going to get into a situation with mold and have your clothes ruined and you're having to move out or whatever. Internet service, that is a big thing. That can be a hit or miss. The condo that I stayed in, that I found on booking.com, and I was there for a week, um, the internet was it was spotty. It was very spotty. It was two levels. So downstairs, the internet was okay. Upstairs, the internet was non-existent. And they were trying to be very accommodating. They were like, "Well, you can try to log into the internet for our office. You can try to try to log into this, try to log into that," and nothing worked for upstairs. So. Um, you're going to have a smart TV, most likely. And well, if there's no internet service, you're not going to have a TV, a functional TV upstairs. So, or, if you have, just, a unit to where, all over the unit, there's, really spotty internet service. That's going to be very tough, especially for people who are working, from home. If you're a content creator, that's going to be really tough. Now, there are even ways around that, that as well. You can go to, you know, um, a cafe. There is a black-owned cafe here called Nucolo House, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing that all wrong, but if you ever find yourself in a situation, here to where you have spotty internet and until you can get to a spot that has better internet, just make sure that you weigh all of your options and use all of your resources, to find, a place that, will work until you are able to get into a place with good internet. So I would just suggest when you go and look at a place, trying out their internet. Then it's like, don't let someone tell you like, oh, the internet is great, and then you went ahead and gave your deposit and you paid your first month rent, and then you get in there and the internet is horrible. And I've heard of someone in that situation, as I've heard of more than one person in that situation, to where they were not able to work at all. Um, so yeah, then that messes with your money. So also washers and dryer. My unit does not have a washer or dryer, and there's no washer or dryer on site. So that was something, that, of course, I don't love, that situation, but there are laundry services, a lot of laundry services here where they will pick up your laundry, take it to wash and dry and fold, and then they'll take it back, drop it back off to you. The problem with that is going to be like, you're probably not going to want to send, your best clothes in that situation, because you're going to see that sometimes the way your clothes is cared for is not the same way that you would care for your clothes. They're not going to be separating whites and this and putting something on the general cycle and all that. They're going to throw all your clothes into one load and let it do at whatever temperature it's at. So yeah, so I mean that's the only thing that is somewhat of an issue. I didn't bring any, you know, stuff that I felt like I couldn't just replace. So that works for me for now. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? I don't know if there's much else that I wanted to talk about. Well, I guess as far as finding what you want, security as well. So there are a lot of new apartments here to where they have 24-hour security. So that may be something that may make you feel more comfortable, to have that. Because you have to think like in Playa, you'll see like this neighborhood and all these old buildings, and then smack dab in the middle of these old buildings is a brand new apartment building. And it'll be a maybe a brand new apartment building with a lot of expats. And so if it's a situation to where it's no 24-hour security or whatever, you might see situations to where someone's bike is getting taken, or just kind of some petty, theft around. And, this is not just something of me, oh, might be, this is, me speculating. This is something that I've heard from people, experiencing it. If you might have a brand new apartment building, um, I would, want, my apartment building to have, some type of security. So, yeah, there's just so many things to think about. Another thing I want to talk about is it seemed like there's a lot of misconceptions about price points of Playa del Carmen. Like, people are thinking, it's going to be way less expensive than being in the US, and it is not. You're going to find a lot of apartments that will be about the same price that you would pay, in like say for instance a Dallas, Texas area. So I mean, I'm not going to compare it to like California or New York, but like say for instance Dallas, you're going to find a lot of apartments here that you will be paying more than what you would have paid in Dallas. So I see um, Tara. Hello, Tara. She said, "Congrats! So proud of you, Sonia. Thanks for sharing." And then S. Taylor. Hello, hello, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. But yeah, pricing. You're going to you're going to pay for what you want. So if you want that condo, walks, steps away from the beach, you might be in a studio paying 1,600 US dollars a month. And I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think that, I mean, I knew that for some, like some of the very ritzy looking high rises, I knew that they were, going to be expensive, but I didn't realize the extent of, the pricing, here. And with Playa, I feel like pricing is just steadily and rapidly going up. It's, a prime location. People love to be near the beach. And then also one of the real estate agents told me, just like with some, the things that were going on in Europe. A lot of people will come to Playa, but then they're looking to go home in March. They're going to stay throughout the winter. And say, for instance, they live in Europe, they're going back home in March. Well, with things going on now, a lot of people decided, like, no, I'm going to go ahead and stay. And so, me arriving at the end of February, I came in at a time to where a lot of apartment availability that would have happened had there not been conflicts going on. That didn't happen. A lot of units didn't become available. So yeah, that kind of drove up prices too. And then a lot of people are just kind of like, okay, I'm willing to pay for what I want. And so that's going to drive up prices. If somebody's saying, I will easily pay, 1,600, $2,000 a month for this apartment because it's only steps from the beach. It is very small, or maybe it's not small, but whatever. Um, you're still paying US prices. So, but like I said, also, you can find something that's maybe more so in your price point if you're looking to save money, but what are you willing to give up to get that price? So, I guess it's just a lot of things to think about, and just, um, to be a part of a community online to where you can ask a lot of questions. I suggest a visit. I know a lot of people move to places and they've never visited before, and that can work because you can always change your mind. But I think it's great to go ahead and just take a little vacation to the place and talk to people and do your research by doing that discovery trip, um, from what I call it. So yeah, I did a discovery trip, so I already knew a lot of people here. So that was good because I felt like I had people I can call on to ask questions. But I think since my discovery trip, which was November of 2021, prices have gone up since then. But also pricing will be different during that snowbird season. The winter months is going to be high season here, and so that's going to affect your costs. So my suggestion would be, what I think I should have done, I should have booked something on booking.com for a month, so that would have given me more time to just freely look for a place and not feel like I was rushing because my, reservation for, the hotel is about to, run out or whatever. I should have just kind of sat down for a month and really given myself time. I think I unnecessarily made myself feel rushed because I, start off at a hotel, and then after I kept going downstairs saying, "Can I, extend for another day?" I still had found my apartment, but I think this apartment will be available this time, or can I extend for another 2 days? Then can I extend for another day? After I kept going downstairs to the hotel and doing that after a few times, I'm just like, let me just move into I moved in to another a condo that I found on booking. I moved into that for a week, but I think I should just like rent an apartment on booking for a month and allow that to be my time to, with ease, look for a place rather than me unnecessarily. I unnecessarily made myself feel rushed. But I just feel like take your time, and if it don't feel right, then move on to the next place. Don't let a real estate agent or anyone make you feel like this is a good price for this. Like, what's wrong? Like, this is a good deal. Like, let's go ahead and do this. It's not their money. They can say, let's go ahead and do this. Well, it's not their money, So don't feel rushed. Don't feel like you're just so tired of looking. So you're gonna take something that you don't like. I felt like just my feelings about this place. I felt like, okay, I feel comfortable here. The internet is great. The internet is great. That's a big plus. My internet here is probably better than my internet experience in Dallas. And that is not something that's necessarily going to be just so common. Um, I'm not going to say, yeah, you're going to find, some areas with good, internet service, but internet is service is something that people kind of worry about here. That's, um, like, I mean, if you're in, the States somewhere, a lot of times, if you're getting into an apartment, especially if it's a, new building, it has everything. The last thing that you're going to think of is maybe the internet is going to be non-existent. That's not something that you're going to worry about in the US. So definitely make sure that that's all together so you can, work and do what you need to do, online. Um, I'm not gonna say we're so addicted to the internet, but it's such a necessity. The internet is such a necessity these days. So yeah, I don't know if unless you guys had any questions, I think that's about it. I wanted to tell you guys about my process with looking for an apartment. I found a place. It's very easy for me to communicate with the landlord. Yeah, she's been great. So I'm happy with the way things have turned out. Yeah, so that is it for now. I also see S. Taylor said she thinks it's one of the top beaches in the world. So yeah, Playa, it's beautiful. Not only the beaches, but the rooftops. And me and some of my friends, we talk about that to where there's so many beautiful rooftop situations. To where like in Dallas, I never had a rooftop pool, and and not that you couldn't, get a rooftop pool, you're gonna pay for it, but having just, automatically having a rooftop pool, that wasn't something in Dallas, but a lot of the hotels, or if it's a newer apartment complex, or even if it's not, you're going to see a lot of situations where it's a rooftop pool and just a little nice rooftop area to where you can go up there and go up there and work, yeah, and just have your own little getaway. And there's some beautiful scenery. Some of these apartments, their rooftop area has the most beautiful scenery. You'll see just colorful birds and just being, able to see all, just, greenery, and then seeing, the city. So yeah, some apartments have just such a beautiful rooftop situation. My apartment building, they do have a rooftop pool and just a nice little area because it's shaded. Um, I like that to where you're not just always, having to experience that direct sun up there. So I like that there's an area with like lots of tables to where you can go up there and eat lunch or eat dinner. They have bathrooms and showers up on the rooftop and the pool and whatever. It's not the most beautiful view in the world with mine, but yeah, I'm very grateful to have that, because yeah, it can just make you feel like you have some peace, and so you can get out of your apartment, but you don't have to go and get a ride to the beach. You can find your own little piece up on your rooftop. So it's taking the elevator up to the rooftop. So yeah, I can think that's about it for now. I'm going to, I guess, in the future, do another video just talking about, I guess, some pros and cons of living here. Some, things that may have caught me off guard. Some of the things that I love about here, and just my experience. But yes, so far I'm loving the community. There's an amazing community here. To where you don't have to feel alone here. Especially for me as a Black woman, there's a lot of Black women here, and join those groups because you don't have to go out to dinner by yourself. You don't have to go to the beach by yourself. Get into these groups, become a part of these groups, and see if someone wants to join you for lunch. A lot of the WhatsApp groups I'm in, or just the Facebook groups, there'll be people saying like, "Hey, I'm going to the beach. I'm gonna go to the beach club and go grab lunch. I'm gonna go do dinner if anybody wants to join." So you don't have to be here alone. So I'll say it as well. I'm not gonna ramble on and on. I'm sounding like my mom to where you're on the phone and they're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna hold you," and then an hour later, you're still on the phone. It's like I'm not gonna hold you. So I'm not gonna hold y'all, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.